Pada bagian ini saya ingin menyampaikan terkait gambaran umum MVP. Selanjutnya terkait susunan kepemilikan saham MVP, sebagian besar dimiliki oleh Bapak Ram Punjabi, sekitar 70,3%, sekaligus merupakan pemegang saham pengendali. Seperti yang sudah kita sama-sama kenal dengan Pak Ram Punjabi, beliau adalah sekaligus sebagai founder yang sudah merintis MVP lebih dari 50 tahun hingga saat ini menjadi pionir di industri hiburan Indonesia. Selanjutnya sebesar 19,9% atau 20%, saham ini dimiliki oleh publik yang mencerminkan kepercayaan investor retail terhadap prospek bisnis kami di pasar modal. Kami juga sangat berterima kasih kepada para investor retail karena dengan adanya para investor retail ini turut membantu memperkuat ekosistem perfilman Indonesia. Selanjutnya kami juga dengan banyak merasa bersyukur mendapat dukungan strategis dari PT MNC Digital Entertainment Tbk atau kode sahamnya MSIN yang memiliki 9,1% saham perusahaan. Dukungan ini menggarisbawahi kolaborasi kami dengan salah satu pemain utama di industri media dan hiburan Indonesia. Kami akan menjelaskan ini dengan lebih detail pada paparan selanjutnya. Kemudian sebesar 0,7% saham dimiliki oleh PT Tripar Multi Image yang merupakan bagian dari ekosistem bisnis perusahaan kami. Dengan komposisi kepemilikan saham ini menunjukkan bahwa MVP memiliki fondasi yang kokoh, baik dari segi pengendalian perusahaan oleh pemegang saham mayoritas maupun kepercayaan dari publik dan mitra strategis. Dengan struktur ini, kami yakin dapat terus bertumbuh dan memberikan nilai tambah yang optimal bagi seluruh pemegang saham kami. Slide selanjutnya. MVP memiliki visi untuk menjadi perusahaan hiburan terintegrasi terbesar di Asia Tenggara yang mencakup seluruh spektrum hiburan. Kami berkomitmen untuk tidak hanya menghadirkan hiburan berkualitas tinggi, tetapi juga menjadi pemimpin yang mampu menginspirasi dan membawa industri hiburan regional ke tingkat global. Sementara itu, misi kami adalah untuk terus berinovasi di tingkat tertinggi dan terbaik dalam hal kreativitas. Kami ingin memberikan pengalaman hiburan yang menghibur masyarakat Indonesia bahkan menuju ranah global, mudah diakses, dan terjangkau kepada setiap individu. Dalam melaksanakan misi ini, kami didukung oleh tim yang penuh semangat dan memiliki jiwa kewirausahaan yang kuat. Dengan visi dan misi ini menjadi pendorong utama bagi MVP untuk selalu menghasilkan karya-karya yang tidak hanya memenuhi kebutuhan pasar, tetapi juga menciptakan standar baru dalam industri hiburan di kawasan ini. Selanjutnya, MVP memiliki 7 lini utama bisnis sebagaimana dalam slide berikut ini, yang terdiri dari film production atau produksi film. Kami memproduksi film-film yang berkualitas tinggi yang tidak hanya sukses di pasar domestik tetapi juga memiliki daya saing di kancah internasional. Kemudian lini free to air production, konten-konten untuk siaran televisi free, di mana kami berkomitmen untuk menghadirkan hiburan yang dapat diakses oleh seluruh lapisan masyarakat di seluruh pelosok Nusantara. Lini selanjutnya adalah web series production. Di era digital ini sudah menjadi tuntutan untuk menyajikan platform yang mendukung digitalisasi entertainment. Kami fokus pada memproduksi serial web yang dirancang untuk platform digital dan streaming, memenuhi kebutuhan hiburan generasi milenial dan Gen Z. Selanjutnya kita juga membangun kerjasama OTT dengan DMS Plus yang dikenal dengan layanan horror universe yang menyajikan pengalaman-pengalaman untuk menikmati sajian-sajian horor menjangkau penonton yang menginginkan pengalaman hiburan yang lebih fleksibel dan personal, bisa melalui gadget masing-masing. Kemudian terkait bisnis sinema atau bioskop dan PTV. Kami mendistribusikan film dan konten MVP dan lainnya juga ke bioskop kami dengan brand Platinum Cineplex yang sampai dengan saat ini mempunyai 13 lokasi, serta kami juga menyajikan layanan televisi berbayar. Ini memastikan distribusi kami mencakup audiens yang luas dengan berbagai saluran. Selanjutnya adalah film distribution. Distribusi konten film kami menjangkau lebih dari 15 negara, termasuk pasar lokal, Bollywood dan Hollywood, memperluas jangkauan global kami. Dengan diversifikasi ini, kami tidak hanya memanfaatkan peluang di setiap lini hiburan, tetapi juga memastikan keberlanjutan dan pertumbuhan perusahaan dalam jangka panjang. Berikut ini adalah distribution map dari MVP. Saat ini kami telah berhasil memperluas jangkauan lebih dari 15 negara, mencakup wilayah Asia Tenggara, Asia Timur, Asia Selatan hingga ke kawasan Eropa. Beberapa negara yang menjadi fokus distribusi kami meliputi Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapura, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, Kamboja, Brunei, dan Timor Leste. Untuk wilayah Asia Timur, kita menjangkau Taiwan dan Hong Kong. Di wilayah Asia Selatan kita menjangkau Pakistan. Di wilayah Eropa kita menjangkau Turki dan Rusia. Peta distribusi ini mencerminkan semangat kami untuk terus memperluas pasar internasional dengan membawa konten-konten yang berkualitas, yang mampu bersaing secara global, sekaligus mengangkat nama Indonesia ke kancah internasional. Selanjutnya, terkait dengan jaringan bioskop MVP di bawah bendera Platinum Cineplex, yang seperti kami sebutkan tadi, terdiri dari 13 lokasi, yang tersebar di wilayah Jawa, Sumatera, Kalimantan, dan Sulawesi. Secara lebih spesifik, ada di kota Sragen, Magelang, Majenang, Solo, Kebumen, Sidoarjo, Cimanggis. Untuk Sumatera ada di Batu Raja, ada di Lahat, Pangkalan Bun, Kalimantan. Kemudian di Sulawesi ada Palopo, Kolaka. Kemudian di Jawa Tengah ada juga Batang, selain tadi yang sudah kita sebutkan sebelumnya. Platinum Cineplex dirancang untuk memberikan pengalaman menonton berkualitas tinggi dengan fasilitas modern, kenyamanan terbaik, dan layanan prima dengan harga yang terjangkau bagi masyarakat luas. Kami terus berupaya untuk memperluas jangkauan Platinum Cineplex agar dapat menghadirkan hiburan berkualitas tinggi ke lebih banyak daerah di Indonesia, menjangkau masyarakat di berbagai wilayah, kota Tier 2 dan Tier 3. Dengan keberadaan kami di daerah-daerah ini, kami tidak hanya fokus pada pertumbuhan bisnis, tetapi juga pada kontribusi terhadap pengembangan sektor hiburan di tanah air. Terkait dengan keunggulan kompetitif yang dimiliki oleh MVP adalah seperti dalam tayangan slide berikut ini. MVP merupakan pionir dan trendsetter di industri hiburan. Sejak awal berdiri, kami telah menjadi pionir dan trendsetter. Kami tidak hanya mengikuti tren, tetapi juga menciptakan tren baru yang menginspirasi industri hiburan di Indonesia dan kini meluas ke kawasan global. Kemudian MVP memiliki extensive collection of title atau judul-judul dari film-film yang diproduksi, termasuk sinetron. Kami memiliki koleksi judul yang sangat luas, mencakup berbagai genre dan format, mulai dari film layar lebar hingga serial televisi dan web series. Koleksi ini memberikan kami fleksibilitas untuk memenuhi beragam preferensi audiens. Kemudian keunggulan kompetitif kami juga adalah MVP telah lebih dari 50 tahun memiliki pengalaman di industri ini. Selanjutnya, bisnis MVP merupakan integrated entertainment company. Sebagai perusahaan hiburan terintegrasi, kami mengelola seluruh proses dari produksi hingga distribusi, baik untuk platform tradisional maupun digital. Hal ini memungkinkan kami untuk mengoptimalkan kualitas, efisiensi, dan nilai tambah bagi para pemangku kepentingan. Keempat poin ini merupakan kekuatan utama kami yang telah membawa MVP terus maju dan berkembang hingga saat ini, dan akan menjadi fondasi untuk mencapai kesuksesan lebih besar di masa depan. Demikian gambaran umum terkait MVP. Untuk selanjutnya, kami persilahkan Bapak Vikas selaku CFO MVP untuk melanjutkan materi presentasi terkait bisnis strategi, financial highlight, dan perkembangan bisnis terkini. Silahkan Pak Vikas.
Thank you for the introduction, Pak Giri. Moving forward, I would like to present our business strategies, which serves as the core framework for achieving our company's growth objectives and maintaining our competitive edge in the entertainment industry. Focus on quality content production. Content is the king, and we believe that delivering exceptional storytelling and superior production quality will continue to set us apart in both local and international markets. Ram is not only producing horror genre, but we are also trying our hands in non-horror genre. Our movie Tuhan Izin Aku Berdosa is trending at Netflix, and our another movie Gobok will participate in Rotterdam Film Festival. Capturing bigger market share. MVP is not only a content production company, but we are a fully integrated entertainment company. We are not only producing the content for theaters, but we are also producing content for free-to-air. We are producing content for OTT. We are also having the cinema where we are trying to experience the audience experience directly. We are also invested in OTT platform. The name of OTT platform is DMS Plus. By doing a strategic partnership with MNC Group, we have we are trying to capture the free-to-air market also. Focus on new geographies. Expanding into new territories is another priority for us. With a proven track record in the Southeast Asia and beyond, we are targeting additional markets that present opportunities for growth, ensuring that our content reaches audience across the globe. Apart from Southeast Asian countries, we are also releasing our movies in other countries like Pakistan, Turkey, CIS, and Australia. Our next target is to enter Latin America and other European countries. Eye on digital media. In this rapidly evolving landscape, digital platforms has become a vital component for audience engagement. We are actively focusing on strengthening our presence across OTT platforms, social media, and other digital channels to capture the growing demand for online content consumption. These strategies reflect our vision for sustainable growth and our dedication to staying ahead in dynamic and competitive industry. Next slide, please. Here we have the films and content lineup of MVP Picture for the year 2024. As you can see, we have released many different films with different themes and genres. In particular, our film Kreta Bardara reached over 1 million admission earlier this year. Each of these films have been carefully crafted to cater to different taste and preference, ensuring there's something for everyone. We are looking forward to the 2025 season as well, and rest assured that we have some very exciting new content and films to be released next year. Next slide, please. Now I will talk about the current and future outlook for the growing film industry in Indonesia. Let us now turn our attention to the economic outlook for Indonesia, a key driver for our business strategy and growth in the region. On the left side, we see the projected growth in Indonesian population and middle class. With over 275 million people, Indonesia is the world's fourth most populous country and third in Asia. As per ResearchGate.net, in 2020, there were 85 million economically secured Indonesian, and the number will be double by 2030. On the right side, we can observe the rising trend in GDP per capita. Despite the challenges of recent years, GDP per capita has shown a growth and is projected to continue its upward trajectory. According to a forecast by Goldman Sachs, Indonesia will be among the 15th countries with the largest GDP worldwide by 2030. Per capita GDP is projected to reach USD 6,600 by 2027 as compared to USD 4,300 in 2021. As a company, we believe the country is ready to take the next leap in a strong economic growth story, and the entertainment sector will participate strongly in the growth of the country. In summary, these trends highlight the immense potential of the Indonesian market, driven by its expanding middle class and growing economy. For PT Tripar Multivision Plus Tbk, this reinforces our commitment to producing high-quality, accessible entertainment that meets the evolving needs of our audience. Next slide, please. Now, let's look into the industry overview for OTT platforms, a key growth area within the entertainment industry. OTT provides flexibility to the viewers, and flexibility is proving a key factor in winning Indonesian viewers. Indonesia had 205 million internet users in 2022, approximately 74% of the total population. So the infrastructure for OTT is ready. Indonesia is Southeast Asia's largest streaming market, with 19 million total subscription, which is only 9% of the total internet users. A lead market research has forecasted Indonesian video OTT market to reach $4.5 billion with a CAGR of 39.2% between 2019 to 2027. Indonesia is witnessing a growth of around 1 million plus subscribers every quarter. Still, the total subscription is less than 7% of the total population. So Indonesia has a big room for the growth of OTT market. With our rich content library and expertise in production, we are well positioned to capture a significant share of this rapidly growing market. Next slide. This slide provides an industry overview of the Indonesian movie market, showcasing the resilience and growth of the sector in recent years. The whole world was down with COVID in 2020 and 2021, and the entertainment industry was one of the highly affected sectors. But the industry witnessed a strong comeback in 2022 once the COVID restrictions were relaxed. Number of viewers has increased from 15 million in 2014 to 75 million in 2024, still a month to go, which is the highest number in 1 year. Total ticket sale from local movies has increased to approx rupiah 2.9 trillion in 2024 as compared to rupiah 524 billion in 2014. In 2014, only 2 movies recorded more than 1 million admissions as compared to 17 movies in 2023. The market of Indonesian movies are expanding and it's getting good response in other Southeast Asian countries. The company believes that the movie industry will witness the new heights in the coming years. These trends demonstrate the opportunity in the Indonesian movie market and reaffirm the importance of producing quality films that resonate with the growing audience base. For PT Tripar Multivision Plus Tbk, this represents a fertile ground to leverage our expertise and expand our footprint in the industry. Next slide. This slide highlights the growth of cinema screens in Southeast Asia, a critical metric reflecting the expansion of exhibition industry across the region. In 2022, Indonesia had around 520 cinema locations with approx 2,100 screens and mostly located in metro and tier 1 cities. As per Euromonitor passport data, Indonesia is having 7.6 screens per 1 million people. This number remains lower than other Asian countries. Malaysia and Thailand have reached 41 and 12.9 screens respectively per million people. Cinema chain industry is a capital intensive industry and also required managerial capability, which restricts the entry of excessive competition. The limited number of companies engaged in the cinema industry provides an opportunity for the company to consistently expand its business. With the marginal screen to population ratio, the potential for additional cinema screens remains very large. For Indonesia, the relatively low ratio of screens per capita underscores a tremendous opportunity for the investment and expansion in the cinema infrastructure. As audience demand grows, particularly in the secondary and tertiary cities, we are uniquely positioned to capitalize on the opportunity through our Platinum Cineplex network and strategic partnerships. Next. Finally, I will talk about our financial highlights for this year as of Q3 2024. The slide highlights the financial highlights of PT Tripar Multivision Plus. On the left, our performance trend shows the significant impact of the pandemic in 2022, followed by a strong recovery in 2022 and 2023 as mobility restriction eased. By Q3 2024, we have achieved stable revenue and profitability driven by growing audience demand. On the right, our revenue composition for 9 months of 2024 shows 50% from films, our core business, 23% from ticket sales reflecting cinema recovery, 8% from digital platform, a growing segment. The remaining revenues come from TV content, food and beverages, and pay TV. These figures underscore our resilience and strategic focus on diversifying revenue streams and capitalizing on digital opportunities. Here is a full breakdown of our financial performance as of Q3 of 2024. As some may have noticed, the number may display a loss in our report, but I will explain it why this is after this. For 2024, as you may know, we have excited to announce a significant partnership between Multivision Plus and MNC Digital. The collaboration marks a strategic shift as we focus on expanding into the digital entertainment space. It is important to note that the focus on expansion has impacted our financial performance this year, as resources have been allocated to growth initiative rather than short-term profitability. Additionally, part of the reported loss is due to one-time write-off of trade receivables, which we believe strengthen our balance sheet moving forward. Despite this, our operational metrics remains healthy, and the company is well positioned to capture opportunities in the growing digital market. By combining Multivision Plus expertise in the content production with MNC Digital's reach across OTT platforms and FTA channels, we are building a robust foundation for long-term successes. The partnership underscores our commitment to adapting to the industry trend while ensuring sustainable growth in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. Lastly, this slide highlights our Q3 2024 film production and distribution targets compared to actual results. For in-house production, we targeted 10 movies and achieved 9, slightly below target but reflecting our focus on maintaining quality standards. In distributing Indonesian movies overseas, we exceeded expectation by delivering 14 movies against a target of 6. Driven by a strong international demand. Meanwhile, our Bollywood movies distribution reached 24 movies, doubling the target of 12, showcasing the growing market for Bollywood content. The significant increase in the distribution aligned with our commitment to expanding distribution network both domestically and internationally, strengthening our presence in the key markets. Thank you everyone. This is all from me today. Now I will hand it over back to our MC, Pak Fazar, for the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Vikas, for the presentation, and also Pak Giri. Sekarang kami akan melaksanakan sesi tanya jawab. Bila Bapak Ibu ada pertanyaan, mohon disampaikan secara langsung melalui suara atau chat di dalam Zoom ini. Dipersilakan untuk pertanyaannya. Mungkin karena keterbatasan waktu, pertanyaan akan ada pembatasan dengan dibatasi. Baik. Oke, sudah ada beberapa pertanyaan yang ada di kolom chat. Saya akan bacakan satu persatu. Terima kasih Pak Sugiri dan Pak Vikas atas presentasinya. Saya ingin menanyakan dua hal berikut. Apakah perusahaan mempunyai rencana untuk menjalankan aliansi strategis atau merger dengan waktu dekat untuk memperluas ekosistem konten atau wilayah operasionalnya? Dan kedua, perusahaan menyebut rencana ekspansi jaringan bioskop Platinum. Bisa dijelaskan lebih detail mengenai jadwal pembukaan, wilayah target, atau dampak yang diharapkan terhadap pangsa pasar bioskop nasional. Terima kasih sebelumnya. Or maybe I want to translate to you, Pak Vikas. The question is, company have a plan to get the alliance strategic and major in the short terms to getting the reach out the ecosystem content or the wider of the business. Can you put more details on it? And the second one is the company want to expanding the bioskop chain. Can you explain about the detail and the projection for the next year or the achievement in this year?
Thank you, Pak Fazar, for translating the questions. Let me take the second question first. What I understood, they would like to know how we are looking at our cinema business and where do we want to expand it. So as we are maintaining since beginning when we went IPO, in Indonesia, if you see population versus cinema screens ratio, it is very low. So we feel there is a very big opportunities, and I also feel that every player, whoever in the market, they have equal opportunity, and they can coexist in the market, and they can grow at their own without affecting the other company. Here we have to understand one thing. Indonesia, majority of the cinemas are located either in the metro cities like Jabodetabek or in the tier 1 cities. Very less cinema companies are focusing to make or develop cinemas in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. For MBP, that is a strategy that we are focusing to go into tier 2 and tier 3 cities where there are very few cinemas or no cinema at all. We have opened already 2 to 3 locations in that type of cities in 2024, and we can see from our reports that the response of audience are very great, and it is very welcome. For coming forward, MBP is committed to open new locations between 3 to 5 every year, because as we explained, cinema is a very capital intensive industry. We need to do the partnership with the mall owners. Sometimes it takes time, so sometimes we can go little bit here and there with our target, but each year we are targeting minimum 3 and maximum 5 new locations. The second question, what I understood, is about the strategic partnership which MBP is willing to do. So in 2024, we did a strategic partnership with the MNC group. Lot of people might be trying to understand what benefit or what kind of outlook we have while we did this partnership. See, we have to look from a different perspective, right? When it is coming to production of the theatrical movies, MBP can do the theatrical production at its own. It can release in the theater. But to capture the FTA and the OTT, we need the strategic partner. Because if you look at the industry trend, most of the companies which are into the FTA sector, they have their own production arm. So for MBP, there was two options. Either we have our own FTA, or we partners with a player which is already having a existing FTA and which is leading in the market. Establishing a FDA and growing it could take a longer time. Instead, MBP chose the option number 2, where we partnered with MNC and we started working with them. I think your audience might already be aware that in the month of November and December, we already produced a FTA Cinetron for MNC, and it is already telecasted at RCTI. We are also trying to monetize our library. We are having extensive, one of the largest library in Indonesia. No one is having that big library in the industry, but we need platform to monetize it. We are already working with the MNC group. We are in the process of signing our agreement to monetize our library. So we feel by doing the strategic partnership with MNC group, we are going to monetize our library. We are going to monetize our expertise in the production. At the same time, both companies are in the same sector. So we can share the experience and the know-how with each other, and we can grow together in this space. Now coming to the future outlook. See, MBP is always ready for a strategic partner, but the strategic partner we don't do only to bring the money in the company, but our focus is to bring a partner who can collaborate or who can, contribute for the growth of the company. We have to understand how the Indonesian movie market is moving ahead. If you see in Indonesia, out of the 10 successful movies, if you point out 8 to 9 movies are horror. Very few non-horror genre are working in the industry. As a company, we feel someone needs to disturb this market, either the existing player or a new player might come and disturb. So why we give this space to a new player? On the contrary, MBP is trying its hand with the non-horror. We are not receiving that big response. Like, I can give you an example, like our movie Tuhan is in which we released in cinemas. We had admission around 600,000, which was okay. We recovered our investment, but when we released at the Netflix, we received a very good response. So that is boosting our confidence, and we are now working on the part 2 of this movie also, because someone needs to go off from the horror genre. We are not saying that we will not produce horror genre. We will continue to produce horror genre, because it is our responsibility to make profit for our shareholders also. But at the same time, we also want to try with the new content, and we want to try with those content which can travel across the world. Earlier, for Indonesian movies, the market was only Indonesia. Later, it expanded to Malaysia, but MBP is starting taking Indonesian movies in other countries from 2013 onwards. We were the first player who took the movies in Cambodia. Now Cambodia has become a very good market. Now we are focusing to take in the European countries. We are working with the Russian partners. Now we are targeting Latin market and the European. So we feel that Indonesian movies still has to go a long way. The more audience we capture, the better for the industry. It is not only good for MBP, but it would be good for the Indonesian industry, movie industry, and the content production industry. And also, MBP believes that the more the movies takes your culture to the other people, right? If we have to understand American culture, we watch American movie. If we have to understand Korean culture, it comes to us through the Korean movies. So this way, we want Indonesian movies to spread the culture of Indonesia in every country of the world. And movie could be a very good ambassador for this. Only horror movie cannot serve this purpose, right? We have to go into the other genres like drama, rom-com, comedy, etc. So MBP is also looking forward to partnership with the international content production companies who can contribute in the know-how and who can contribute in the success of the company and industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Vikas, for the comprehensive answer. And there's another question from the Bu Erta from Business Indonesia. I will translate it for you. Maybe some question already answered, but this is the question about projection in Q4 2024. Is there any guidance and color for profit and loss? And also, what is your plan in the next year, 2025?
So for 2024 last quarter, if I give you the guidance for the profit and loss, it can become an insider trading. So I will avoid from that one. Generally, I don't give the targets for the immediate quarters. But what I want to bring to your notice that we are in discussion with Netflix to close a deal of approximately 17-18 billion rupiah. It is in the last stage. So we are hoping that we can close this deal before the December end. We are also, as I told you, we are also doing with the MNC the monetization of our library titles. So we are also in the process of making the agreement, and hopefully we can monetize this also. The monetization will start before the end of 2024. Actually, Bu Artha, right? Bu Artha, actually, I'm trying to tell all analysts and the newspaper that when you are looking at a content production company, don't look it from the same glasses you look the other companies like a textile company or a FMCG company. Movie industry is very difficult. Suppose in a FMCG company, if they are producing suppose 10 lakh units in a year and they are selling suppose 10 lakh units in a year, their projection it is easy to for this target because the units can go here and there by 10 to 5%. But in the movie industry, when we are predicting the audience, it is a very challenging, right? Sometimes we feel that the movie which we are producing, it can have a million plus audience, but sometimes audience doesn't like. And sometimes when we are predicting, suppose a movie will have 1 million user, the audience gives their love in abundance, so it goes up to 5 to 6 million. But MBP is trying to produce around 10 movies in 2024. One movie we are releasing in January, for which we have already got the date from Cinema 20. Second movie is going on 20th February. This has also been confirmed for the release. Third movie we are releasing in March during the Upwasa. So we are trying to achieve and we are trying to increase our revenue in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Pak Vikas. So I think the time is already limited, and I will turn to Pak Sugiri. Saya kembalikan ke Pak Sugiri untuk menyampaikan closer. Silakan Pak Sugiri.
Baik, mohon maaf mungkin tadi masih mute. Kembali kami mengucapkan terima kasih kepada seluruh peserta Public Expose tahunan 2024. Kami berharap informasi yang meskipun hanya 1 jam perjumpaan online ini dapat memberikan gambaran yang lebih komprehensif terhadap potensi bisnis, kinerja PT Tripar Multivision Plus Tbk. Dan kami berkomitmen untuk terus meningkatkan kualitas serta inovasi, selalu menjadi pionir di industri perfilman. Sebagai perusahaan dan penting dalam membangun industri kreatif di Indonesia, kami percaya bahwa pertumbuhan bisnis harus selalu selaras dengan perkembangan teknologi, perubahan selera penonton, dan kontribusi terhadap ekonomi kreatif nasional. Kami terus berupaya untuk berinovasi menghasilkan karya-karya yang akan menjadi barometer baru di industri perfilman Indonesia dan menjangkau ke seluruh lapisan masyarakat dengan berbagai sarana menikmatinya. Kami juga mengucapkan terima kasih kepada seluruh mitra kerja, pelanggan setia, dan Anda semua, para investor, juga tak lupa kepada para media yang telah turut menyebarkan informasi terkait MVP. Ini sangat berharga bagi kami sehingga kami bisa dikenal di kalangan masyarakat luas dari para jurnalis. Terima kasih sekali. Dan kami sangat menghargai hubungan kerjasama yang solid dan berkelanjutan dengan Anda semua, dan kami berharap dapat terus membangun kemitraan yang semakin kokoh di masa ke depan. Akhir kata, kami ingin mengajak Anda semua untuk turut mendukung perkembangan industri perfilman Indonesia. Jangan lupa untuk nonton film Indonesia. Bersama-sama kita dapat menciptakan karya-karya yang tidak hanya menghibur, seperti sering diungkapkan oleh Pak Ram Punjabi, founder MVP, bahwa MVP tidak hanya menghadirkan tontonan, tapi juga tuntunan yang tidak hanya dikenal di Indonesia, tetapi kita bangga mengibarkan bendera perfilman Indonesia di kancah internasional. Terima kasih atas waktu dan perhatian Anda semua. Kami berharap Anda semua memiliki hari yang menyenangkan dan sukses dalam setiap langkah Anda menyambut tahun 2025 yang sebentar lagi akan kita masuki. Berkah kemuliaan untuk kita semua. Sampai jumpa di kesempatan berikutnya. Terima kasih.